tener a Marte en Acuario? Quédate mirando que te lo cuento ahora. A nivel mitológico, Marte era por supuesto el dios de la guerra, la lucha, los enfrentamientos. Su dios análogo era el dios Ares, que tenía matices un poco más sanguinarios, digamos. Y Marte era muy invocado y venerado antes de cada batalla, sobre todo para dar fuerza y chances de ganar a los contrincantes. Tenía que ver, como digo, con las luchas, las armas, los enfrentamientos y la sexualidad más masculina. En la carta natal va a mostrar esa área y de qué manera luchamos, por qué, cómo, ¿no es cierto?, con quién, es la manera en la cual el sol, o sea, el yo, va a expresar su energía y de qué manera nos autoafirmamos. Como también tiene que ver con la va a mostrarnos aquello que nos o nos pone de los demás. Y en este caso se encuentra en Acuario, un signo masculino, positivo, diurno, de modalidad fija, perteneciente al elemento aire y regido por Saturno y por Urano, que es el regente moderno. Entonces esta posición hace que el nativo afirme su yo y afirme su individualidad a través de encontrar su rol en un grupo. Por lo tanto, es un Marte altruista, es un Marte que también se va a autoafirmar a través de comprometerse con una causa acompañado de otras personas. Como Marte también tiene que ver con la destreza física, esta persona va a tener un sistema nervioso muy activo, por lo tanto tiene que hacer actividades que lo relajen y le hagan bajar un cambio. Ejercicios de respiración, meditación, yoga, lo que sea que lo relaje, que sea sano, por supuesto. En la parte este Marte va a tener un punto de contradicción, porque si bien el planeta Marte tiene que ver con eso, pero Acuario es muy libre, muy desapegado. Entonces va a ser un Marte que por una parte sí, lógicamente va a tener sus deseos y va a tener sus motivos o aquellas cosas que lo pongan, pero por otra parte va a tener un poco de miedo a fusionarse, porque uno en el acto se entrega y se fusiona al otro. Y esto, la palabra fusión a Acuario, a la energía Acuario en general, le chirría, ¿no? Entonces, claro, va a ser un Marte que va a querer fusionarse, pero a la vez va a tener miedo. Por lo tanto, va a tener ciertas ambivalencias a lo largo de su vida y va a haber momentos en los cuales va a estar muy fogoso y lo va a hacer con todo el mundo, y momentos en los cuales va a ser célibe por años. Por lo tanto, esta va a ser un área en la cual va a tener que encontrar un equilibrio. Volviendo al tema de los ideales, esta persona va a tener mucha energía disponible para querer cambiar el mundo, ¿cierto? Porque va a ver el mundo y va a ver que hay cosas que no van con sus ideales. Puede ser el hambre, puede ser la pobreza, puede ser cuestiones políticas que no funcionan bien, puede ser la corrupción, puede ser el calentamiento global, pueden ser muchas cosas. Entonces va a querer comprometerse por causas, no desde la lástima, no desde el sentirse conmovido, pero sí porque sus ideales no encajan con la realidad que ve. Entonces va a decir, esto no funciona bien, hay que cambiarlo, hay que hacer una modificación. ¿Qué es aquello que enoja a Marte en Acuario? Básicamente el exceso de individualidad, el exceso de egoísmo, y no entiende cómo hay personas que no se comprometen por causas mayores, no tienen deseos de cambiar el mundo, y le molesta las personas que ven que hay cosas que no funcionan y que no hacen nada al respecto, que no hacen nada para materializar sus ideales, que son incoherentes consigo mismas. Y lógicamente las personas que le quiten libertad y lo quieran de alguna manera dominar o poseer, lo va a enfurecer. Eso ha sido un breve resumen de esta posición astrológica. Recordad que es una generalidad, es un arquetipo, hay que ver lógicamente el resto de la carta natal de cada uno para obtener resultados más precisos, pero al margen de eso, te leo en comentarios.
That will go out of their way to stand up and defend a stranger when Aquarius Mars person is often the person that will go out of their way to stand up and defend a stranger when they see someone that is going through something that's not okay. But often they don't really do this for themselves. Like if someone cuts them off in traffic, or someone cuts them off in line at Target, or someone is just rude to them, especially the people they care about the most, they're more likely to just let it go. Aquarius Mars people are so focused on the bigger picture. Being ruled by Saturn, they take themselves very seriously, and they can really hold on to the need to be the most responsible person in the room, or just be someone that can look out for everyone around them. But often they don't really focus on or worry about themselves. Perhaps growing up they had to constantly take care of family members or look after other people, and because of this, no one was really able to look after them. Aquarius Mars person is driven by what they feel is morally right and sound, but they are constantly used as so many other people's safe space where they often don't really have their own. Aquarius Mars person needs to focus on the bigger picture, but they should also focus on what makes them happy in the present. Aquarius Mars person is often the person that will go out of their way to stand up and defend a stranger when they
level-headed and rational type of anger. Because of their nature being a fixed air sign that's ruled by Saturn, this is not the placement that's going to allow their emotions to run away from them. They're usually going to stay very calm and composed and sort of in control in more Martian type situations. This is also not really a sign that tends to get angry very often. I think that they tend to be really calm, cool and collected, and it's a very level-headed type of sign. But it's not unusual to see a Mars and Aquarius get angry when it comes to more collective issues, social injustices and things that relate to morality. I think this is very much where we can see the Mars and Aquarius come alive, because on a more interpersonal type of level, it might not even be unusual to see a Mars and Aquarius person who doesn't even really see the point in being traditionally angry, because you can't be really rational or logical when you're lost in that emotion. I think this might also allow them to resolve tension a little bit easier because of the fact that they can stay so calm. Going back to the fact that they're fixed and ruled by Saturn, it is not unusual to meet a Mars and Aquarius person who can be quite rigid and stubborn. There's not really going to be a lot of give sometimes with them. Especially I think that when you're arguing more about big picture items, about right versus wrong, ethics, etc. Aquarius in general also has this archetype or sort of stereotype of being more rebellious. So a quick way to get them to be angry or feel this sense of indignation is to try to put them in a box, to try to tell them what to do. I mean, really the quickest way to get an Aquarius not to do something is to tell them that it's a societal expectation. This is still going to be very much a talk it out type of placement. I think that that's how they are going to feel most comfortable. They're going to want to be level-headed and cool and then address things in that manner. Mars and Aquarius is very much a sort of level-headed and rational type of anger. Because of their nature being
a woman in a relationship, let's talk about it. We'll start with the good stuff first. As a Mars and Aquarius, you give off super intelligent, intellectual, kind of mental stimulating vibes. And so when you give off that energy, you're probably going to attract a partner that loves to have discussions, deep conversation. They like to talk about ideas rather than gossip about people, which is amazing in my opinion. With that Aquarius energy, Mars and Aquarius, you're kind of quirky already, and you're just a very individualistic type of person. You march to the beat of your own drum, so you're going to attract a partner like that as well. And as always, astrology is meant to be a lot of fun. It's up for interpretation, and it's really around bringing you your own awareness around your energetic power so you can actually live the life you desire. So I want to know, ladies, if everything I'm saying so far is resonating with you. There are a few words of caution when it comes to Mars and Aquarius, so let's talk about it. The first is that you're so individualistic. You cannot be bossed around by anybody. People really can rarely bend your views of the world. And so if you have somebody that's like that, coupled with somebody that's like that, it might be hard to compromise within the relationship. So once again, just be mindful around is this worth fighting for? Maybe you'd look at it more so as opening somebody else's eyes in a relationship versus pushing something down someone's throat. You're also not a very touchy-feely type of person. So if you have two touchy-feely type of people in a relationship, it might work, I guess, why not? But I think there is a component of physical that needs to happen within a relationship, typically anyway. And so that might be kind of a sticking point between the two of you to be mindful of. Mars and Aquarius, as a woman in a relationship, let's talk about it. We'll start with the good stuff first. As a Mars and Aquarius, you give off super intelligent, intellectual.
The difference between every Mercury, Venus, and Mars, Aquarius edition. Aquarius Mercuries are going to be the funniest people you have ever met. Aquarius Mercuries have a very eccentric and enthralling sounding voice. They give comedian, if being a comedian had an accent. Aquarius Mercury's minds are very out of the box. Aquarius Mercuries approach their opinions and different concepts and ideas after observing it and then shuffling through it systematically. Aquarius Mercuries are very, very smart, very intellectual. A lot of their emotions are very mental. They really need to think through and observe how they feel before they decide to understand why they feel that. And to the inside of an Aquarius Mercury, this may feel very aloof to them. When you just gotta think about it, babes. Aquarius Mercuries know how to spark up a conversation with absolutely anybody and really get in deep with that person. Mentally deep. They love analyzing and having a motivation to see other people's motives, see other people's thought processes, see how other people work. Their outlook on life is very progressive and broad at the same time. Aquarius Venus. Venus in Aquarius is known for being very detached, when really they're very, very clingy. But that's only when they actually love you, they've dedicated themselves to you, and they see that you guys make a very great intellectual pair. You guys can spend every day together and they don't feel bored. They're comfortable having you in their vicinity. An Aquarius Venus really needs friendship before anything else in a Venus area. Their self-expression is very, very important to them. Nothing's gonna limit what they want, what they like, what they feel. They're gonna do what they want, what they like, what they feel. And that's all that matters to them. That is how they keep their independence, their freedom. Whatever this Aquarius Venus is passionate about, that keeps the fuel to the flame in their Venus area going. Aquarius Venuses are very cool and spunky and very popular. You're natural at being a people person. Aquarius Venuses are great at seeing the big picture and understanding the progressions that need to be happening societally. They're much more concerned with what's outside of them progressing rather than what's inside. All they need is their personal freedom. And then they want to be a safe, caring space for those that also want to feel their own individuality and their own freedom. While Aquarius Venus is very great in business, they'd more so start their own business, and it would definitely be something artsy or crafty or something where they can really express a creative side of them. Aquarius Mars. Aquarius Mars are probably the most aloof of an Aquarius placement besides Aquarius moons. To other people, the Aquarius Mars is very unpredictable. What are they feeling? What are they thinking? Why are they doing that? What is causing it? Could be literally happiness or anger, and you would never know. But the Aquarius Mars knows. The thing with Aquarius Mars is they're very proactive on their mental state. If Aquarius Mars has a problem, they're easily going to look for the best solution, the most logical solution to fix it. Why wallow? While Aquarius placements can be big overthinkers, Aquarius Mars really needs to fuck around and find out, especially with what they think. But they have to logically put their foot in the ground in that thought to take action on it. To an Aquarius Mars, their personal freedom, expression, all of their actions, all of their passions are what keep them going in life. They have to be the dictator of that. The difference between every Mercury, Venus, and Mars, Aquarius edition. Aquarius Mercuries are going to be the funniest people you have ever met. Aquarius Mercuries have a very eccentric and enthralling sounding voice. They give like, I don't know, comedian.
Acción como te enojas y... No quiero que TikTok me haga el video. Ok, sigamos con Marte en Acuario. Tienes una forma muy peculiar, muy independiente y muy rebelde de hacer las cosas. Y por lo general, cuando haces algo, estás cambiando totalmente las cosas a tu alrededor o en tu ambiente o en tu vida. Todas las decisiones que tomas es para cambiar, para mejorar, para avanzar y revolucionar de alguna forma. Por lo general, te gusta usar la tecnología a tu favor, o sea, para hacer planes, para accionar, no sé, herramientas tecnológicas, o pudieras estar muy en contra. Cuando un Marte en Acuario se enoja, no van a actuar violentamente ni impulsivamente, solo se desapegan y se van de la situación y les da hueva. No porque no puedan, sino porque se les hace una pérdida de tiempo en, o sea, pelear por tonterías, porque ven a todo el mundo como inferior. Quiero pensar que los Marte en Acuario también son muy únicos en su vida sexual y seguramente tienen un montón de opciones. ¿Sabes que Marte en tu carta astral está asociada?
Is first off, don't try to control them. They really don't like that. What turns them on, they want you to set the mood, whether that be romantic or casual or something that's just like very like comfortable. They want the mood set. These are the people that might like to try something new or be experimental. They could also really like toys or have fetishes or maybe even have drugs. And they also might get really turned on if you try to do it in a random or thrilling place. And last but not least, we have Pisces. So,
usual, unique, and unpredictable. And just like Scorpio Mars, you are prone to the extreme. This placement can make you dynamic and stubborn, and your emotions may erupt very suddenly and kind of out of nowhere, especially if you've been holding on to them for an extended period of time. You're likely attracted to uniqueness, and you value kind of people who are just a little bit outside of the box. And this is in terms of like clothes, physical appearance, energy, interests, things like that. You may be enamored by the concept of polyamory or being in like an open relationship and that kind of thing, but I think for Aquarius Mars, when it comes down to it, you are looking for that kind of one-on-one partnership and that commitment to one person. And this is because, again, the very all or nothing, black and white thinking that you're prone to also kind of means there is those undertones of like jealousy and wanting your one person. Although Aquarius has the capacity to be detached and to be, very free-flowing and open, there is that, capability to be a bit jealous. And again, when we think of the opposite of Aquarius, it's Leo. Your energy could come in kind of random, erratic spurts. Things like cardio, swimming, and even martial arts could be beneficial for you. Your unique mystery draws others in, and you're actually hard to figure out. This is also a Mars sign that can make very sudden and abrupt changes without any warning. You sort of have this internal ability to like flip a switch within yourself. So again, it's like that all or nothing, on or off, yes or no, like very just, you go all in whatever it is that you do. Ultimately, you're looking for a sense of community, but you're also looking for very strong interpersonal relationships within that community. You could kind of go through drastic phases of being very like romantically involved and kind of dating lots of people and that kind of thing, and then being very reserved, lone wolf, on your own, that kind of non-attachment is your gift. So just by implementing the principles of non-attachment, which is just letting people to come and go, not being controlling or possessive and just letting things flow freely, that is really how you find your true freedom and inner flow. Mars in Aquarius is unusual.